What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Den, episode 10 bars. Today, little short staff. We got myself, we got ESAM and SHADIC. Wizzy is on a trip, and Mutace is unfortunately a little under the weather. So let's send our feel betters to Mutace. Type one in the chat if you want Mutace to feel better. If you don't type one, then we're gonna ban you.
It's so true.
Yeah,
So yeah, welcome back. Here we go. How y'all doing today?
but like,
My brain is exploding because I'm playing Tekken and it's hard.
Oh, so true. So is
yeah,
Mutace. Y'all should play.
Oh, he's so much better
uh,
than me right now. I'm on day
maybe.
2.
Oh,
I'm on day 0 because I have like 10 million things I have to do.
Oh no, yeah, you should.
Yeah.
You're top 5 right now. Just play Smash. It's fine.
And
I get to mess
school,
around
and
as
it's
a
like,
content
yeah.
creator. It's fine.
Yeah.
you have school, you have a tournament this weekend. We
And
have a
like the
tournament
rest of the
this
month.
weekend.
Yeah.
The rest of the month is super busy. We're doing
Am
a
I
lot of
cheating with Death
stuff.
Spade?
I am
Mhm.
not.
Damn.
So
get
I
body
was
Death
going
Spade.
to. No, I was going to. And then today I asked, and they were like, "It's too late." And I was like,
Aw,
"It's really not. Like, just throw us in there, bro.
that sucks.
Just put us at like 8th seed and call it a day." Like,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. Oh well. I just have more time to focus on singles and hang out with Ricky because he's going with other people.
What?
Yeah, he wanted to hang out, and he was like,
Oh, okay.
I'm going, and I was like, all right, bet, sounds good.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah, so let's talk about LTC a little bit. This weekend brackets got released earlier today. Shattuck, did you
Ooh.
look at your bracket?
I
Is
did.
Shattuck 50?
Yeah, I
That's
am.
crazy.
Oh,
How does that
what
feel?
was it? I was first seed for like Diamond Dust. I feel like I'm kind of already
Oh,
over
okay.
it, so I was like, eh. But
Oh, damn. Okay.
He said, I'm over it.
God,
No
like,
big
I've
deal.
only been first seed once in a tournament, so it's like, yeah,
It-
the second time,
I don't
easy
know.
peasy. Damn,
I
that's
guess,
crazy.
but it's still gonna be hard. Especially Mew and Lima Go, obviously, and then there's like other players like the Buzz and I think Chase and friends.
Mhm.
Have you fought
But
Chase before in tournament?
I fought him one time, and I went
Okay.
through. It was a Smash Con. Uh,
Hmm.
Dang,
anyways,
before you were good, you beat Chase. That's
Was
crazy.
that
that
before
was
or
like
after
the
we
big. That was
played?
like that was the same tournament. Oh, that was after.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
you were good then.
I appreciate the
Esam-
switch up. I
Esam
appreciate the
unlocked
switch
you.
up.
He unlocked you.
Low key.
Uh,
You played crazy that set.
it was. I put that set was so good for me. I did everything I wanted to do.
It was
But
crazy because, like,
anyways,
thinking of, like, I looked back at it and I was like, I thought you, like, it felt like you destroyed me. And then I looked back at the set and I was like,
yeah,
oh, it was like
like
last stock 60, like
it's because
2 of the 3
I
games.
had like a pretty good lead at like all the games, and then you just like did like 0 to 90, and I was like, what just happened?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No, but anyways, besides that, my bracket's like pretty normal. Actually, no, I just remembered. I had to play projected. It might change.
Mhm.
Dakpo in like top 64 or something. I don't know what the segments are.
That's my goat.
Which I've never played before. He's really smart, and I don't like Diddy. So we'll see how it goes if we play.
So the one thing you don't know is he has a core in secondary.
Yeah, I did know that. We
Well,
actually
you know it.
it's a short funny story. At Genesis like 7, I like money matched him in Corn Ditto because I don't know. But before to get the setup, because obviously there's no setups at like any major ever.
Yeah, of course.
He money matched some Sonic player. I can't remember what the Sonic player was, but he just 3-0'd him. And then after he beat him, he was like, "Thank me later," because he actually was a miserable outcome. Obviously, as a Sonic player. That's the only reason we money matched him. So we get the setup. But yeah, and then I beat him. It was like I took his money from him after he did that. But anyways, play him, and then if I win that, I supposedly play a Tata. Who I've never played before, but I like them as nice matchup. So see.
Where's
And then-
Steve?
Oh, does he have a Steve?
I think
Weird.
Does he?
I think Syrup and him both have. Well, Syrup for sure. But
Syrup
for sure.
Steve's not like,
I'm pretty sure Tata has a Steve. I could be wrong. I might be wrong.
I've never seen him play Steve personally.
Maybe I'm
Oh.
wrong.
I'm not sure. Let me see. I have like right here.
Looks it up
Oh.
immediately.
Oh no, not that. My bracket path. But I play winner Anathema or Peebna, who I've played both before and I've
Ooh.
won.
Anathema
But,
might not go actually.
Oh really?
Yeah, he had.
Even
He told me that like his knee locked up or something with his knee happened, and he's still in pain today. It happened yesterday.
Oh,
So
yeah,
if
I
it's
saw
not
him.
good
I
by
think-
tomorrow, he's supposed to fly tomorrow. So if he's not feeling good, he's not gonna go.
let me see. Well,
Mm.
all right then. If he doesn't go, then most likely Peebnut. And Peebnut's just literally insane. So
Did you
That'd be a
play
fun set,
him?
at
You didn't
least.
play him at Cirque, right?
I played him at no, I didn't play him at Zurich, but I played him at Santa Paws. And I won like 3-1, but
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I figured you won because you won Santa Claus, but
Yeah. But again, really, really smart. And Mega Man's just a really interesting character. Like, I don't know.
can you just
Right.
short hop
And
him through
then
his pellets?
I guess so, but like, you can hit through all of them, and there are ways around it, but it's just like kind of playing his game most of the time, kind of it
Mhm.
feels. But
Feel that.
and then if I win that, I'm in semis, and I play the winner of Lima and Jesse. Crazy
So
how that
me.
works.
So you're gonna play MVD,
So
yeah.
my
Absolutely.
Have you,
bracket.
have you ever beat him? I mean,
I'm
has he
12
ever
and 0
beaten
with
you?
him.
Yeah, yeah.
12-0?
I was like,
12
yeah,
and
I was like
0.
really
Is
bad
that
at it.
including after he got good? Because I'm not gonna consider
Yes.
like when we would go down to
Yes.
Texas.
Okay,
and farm.
so I have this feeling like the universe like really wants me to like lose, and so you're gonna lose for the first time just so Liam can play me. What do we
Or
think?
I'll just beat you.
and then win the
Oh,
corn steak
wait,
match.
oh,
with me.
that's
Or
too.
I'll just win. Like the inconceivable
No,
future.
no,
in,
but
in
my
your
point
worst
was like
matchup.
Lima was like a horrible like bracket path for me, but
Hey,
that,
you
but
beat me
that
one time.
too.
Yeah, Lima's horrible, but I'm worse. Out of context, that sounds terrible. So yeah, my bracket path in pools, I have people. Top
Any
96. No,
I'm
not
just
that I
being
know of.
I'm just being mean.
Yeah, go to a tournament, Eric.
It's true.
In top 96, I have someone named, what does that even say?
If you don't know who it is, just say it's somebody.
I think it's Pat 2E. I think that's what that says. It might be a
Patu?
piranha plant.
Put- Oh, Patui? That's what it
Patois?
looks like. Can you spell it, please?
I think it's PAT and then capital TOO. And then like a
Oh.
symbol that looks like an E. but it might not be an E.
I think it's Patu. I think,
I think
Okay.
which is a raw player,
I'm super wrong.
a raw
Easy.
player from Mutes region, or
Okay.
I say San Antonio, but
And then I would
I'm
have
assuming.
Ned or Grayson. So if they gave me a double Rob Lima bracket, they actually just want me to win the tournament.
True.
So if it's Ned, it's Ned, and then Lima or Doorstop, please Lima. And then
Don't want to
you
fight Pokemon Trainer or Zero
Doorstop
Suit.
plays ZSS.
It's both.
I've never seen their PT.
They went PT
Yeah.
versus. No, they actually did. They go PT versus me? No, they didn't. I know their PT. They play it. They play it more now, but they still
Yeah.
Zero Suit.
I'd fight the ZSS. That would be coming out. But yeah, tournament looks pretty good. Seed is pretty good. I think I'm like seed 5 or something. I don't know.
That's good.
Cool.
That just means no one's going because I've sucked lately. But
Hey, just we take it. Let's go.
so true, positive,
it.
positivity.
I don't
Yeah,
need
we
the tournament
we
to
were
be
just
insane for
talking about
me
that.
because I didn't have the time to prepare like that. So
Right.
I feel like it's a lot of people that you felt already prepared for, and that were like matchups. You're
yeah.
focused on,
Besides,
hitting.
like, yeah.
besides MVD specifically.
Yeah.
In which case, you'll have the whole extra day to figure it out.
Yeah. In which case,
No,
Jesse just wins.
I don't know how this keeps happening. They want us to play so bad.
they really do. We've been seeded into each other like every tournament. Like,
God.
Like if
the
y'all
past
win,
3.
you keep playing.
Yeah. But it's fine if we both make it to semis. Then that means stride top 3. So
True.
And probably
Wait.
top 2 because
yes.
he
Yeah.
will be in finals on the other side.
we'll
if
beat
he
the
goes,
Buzz
he beat him last time.
He did and the last time I think, or am I lying?
and the next time.
I forgot.
He beat him
Yeah.
at Cirque.
That's her for sure. I don't
All right, yeah, fair enough. So if we have let's just get stride top 3. Like,
It's definitely possible.
very possible.
Definitely possible.
All right, so SHADIC, you have to throw to me in semis because then you'll make it back.
Because yeah, you'll go into losers.
You'll
and
for
lose to the
sure
Buzz
make it
someday.
back. If I have to go play the
You
Buzz,
just have to win 2 more. That's it, man.
I'm just gonna have to fly home. If I have to play the Buzz, I'm leaving.
We love to Buzz here. We just hate playing him.
Yep.
We like Samuel Busby.
Cool guy, not cool character that I hate. Just
Opponent.
Olimar.
It's so crazy to think about how, like, if you win in semis, you have to win 2 more sets to win a tournament. If you lose in semis, you have to win 5 more.
Yeah.
That is how brackets work. But anyways,
And today we learned mathematics, and this was math with SHADIC. But yeah, so LTC seems like fun. How far is it from you?
6 hours. Yeah,
Sheesh.
6.5. Yeah,
It's like
I'm assuming
3
Dadic's
for me.
going.
he's going. Yeah.
Okay. When it's a drive, I assume he's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, your dad and I are gonna have some water this weekend at some point, probably. Some nice healthy water.
Water.
Of course.
Good water. You gotta hydrate or dehydrate,
It's literally a water park.
It is a water park.
So we're drinking the chlorine.
Don't do that. Drink the good water.
This is one of those tournaments where, like,
Maybe.
if you drown in pools, you can just go drown in pools again. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. But they have lifeguards, so no one's gonna drown in pools.
It's true. It's a very safe place.
Yeah, Kalahari's lit. I haven't been to a Kalahari tournament in a few years. I missed LTC last year, and the Riptide is in Sandusky, Ohio, and no one wants to go over there. I went there once, and I was like, "Wow, I have to fly here and then take a shuttle for like an hour."
Have you gone since Smash and Splash pre-quarantine?
I went to Riptide. I went to one Riptide.
Okay.
Yeah, the Riptide was actually like my first event back, and I lost it. Had the worst.
Was that the one
time.
that Leo won, or
I don't remember. I got 33rd losing to Mars and Buzz.
It sounds like it was. I
Like-
don't know.
I was
That's-
like, "Yeah, quarantine's over. We're back to tournament."
It was probably that one. Then that sounds insane.
yeah,
Because everybody was also there. Like a lot of people were there. So
Everyone
yeah.
was there. I was so distraught. I was so upset, but I was like, I can't be mad. I lost to them. This was just a demon bracket. It's the first one back in a long time, so like we were all playing a little nervous. The Buzz still 3-0'd me, but like
Yeah.
I think I took away the Buzz's nerves. First time in a while, you had a big bracket. Everyone's like, "Oh no,
yeah.
this is weird." I remember my first local in Vegas after like quarantine stuff, and I showed up and I played super weird and nervous, and I was like, "Is this what it feels like to be new again? Like, what the
Yeah.
weird?"
It's really weird.
I hated it.
Yeah.
My first local back, I did like a secondary run, and I went like No, sorry, that was my second local. I won like a really small local, and then I went to my second local, and I was like, I'm gonna go secondaries, and then I lost Little Mac Kazuya. I was the Kazuya, so I was like,
my
oh,
god.
and then I lost to a Mario because it was Mario.
Of course.
Then I one glitch.
Maybe one glitch. But yeah.
Mickey
So
Mouse, Mickey Mouse.
fun little tournament coming up.
Hmm.
Mickey Mouse. That's crazy.
Yeah, you beat Light and Leo. Those are
And
people that you just
Cola.
own. Oh, you beat Cola Snake on Lilac Game 5. Oh, good
Yes.
job, brother.
Hey, man,
I wonder where you played that before.
it's true. Specifically, yeah. No, it's
Like,
crazy that
literally the
he.
entire
Yeah.
Star-
Literally.
I remember watching that and I was like,
Also, me and Light have a very even set record.
"Do you?"
I'm up 1. It's like 5-4 in my
Absolute
favor.
ownage. Like,
Yeah, I was
try
like,
to
what?
just beats Light. That's just what it is, you know. The lights are really out. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
But yeah, so now that we've covered the tournament, let's get into some of the more interesting topics that we've been seeing floating around Twitter. You know, we just had Golden Week in Japan. We had 2 like insanely crazy tournaments.
Those sets were
Within 1 week.
insanity.
It was
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Loki
were they
sucks
both
as a
B
YouTuber.
tiers?
Yeah. One of them was the biggest, and then one of them was the smallest P tier.
Nice. So we have the yin and yang, you know. I can't believe Calgary was like 2,080 entrants.
So
Yeah.
many people.
That's so many people.
Especially considering, like, I don't know, I feel like even more people could have entered. Like,
They had like
Japan's
three.
Yeah.
They had like
Japan
3,000
seems
people signed up.
so active. Like, it's amazing.
Mhm.
That's why they
crazy.
have a billion majors, is because they'll have 4 tournaments every weekend, and 3 of them have 300 people.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. No, so
It's such a small country. I'm sorry. Compared to Texas, I guess a state. Oh my god.
Oh, yes, Texas is significantly larger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. Anyways.
they have so many people
Yeah.
and good internet,
It helps.
and they
But yeah.
care. But yeah, so first we had Delta, and Delta was fun. Leo
Brands was
got
hype.
Grands. What was Grand? Oh yeah. Oh my goodness, that pop
I
off.
feel like, yeah.
The pop off
yeah.
on both sides.
Low-key, Akola, best pop-offs in the game. I don't care. Like, they're actually so
Do you
good.
think they're better than Mia's?
I think they're pretty close, but I think
They are
Akola's
close.
is. I think Akola's are better, just because, like, I don't know, something. I think maybe it's like he's younger, or like has the
They're
like
both
I'm
18.
no, Mia's older than him. Mia, I thought Mia, when he started doing good, was like a child.
No,
and
I
everyone's like,
think
no, he's
Mia's
like
like
19. I was like, okay.
19.
He's
I
like
think-
20. He's like 20 or 21 at this point, I think.
I'm just lying.
Oh, okay. cool.
I could be
I
wrong.
have
as
no
well.
idea
I don't
how
know.
old he is.
But like, I think Akola being like the number 1 player has that like extra chip on his shoulder of like, I have to win to maintain my consistency. So when he does, especially the manner at which the grand finals set 2 game 5 ended,
Bro, that
Which-
back air.
it was crazy. I mean, that's how I lost to Riku. Like
Yeah.
like I saw that and I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Been there. Like,
Pop-offs are so good. His
It was
one at
so-
Umebura earlier
So
this year,
sad
too.
because the way like me was trying to trap Akola, like his landing, and then the backer just beat a Game Watch over, like, of course. But like Mia was like way too ahead of himself, basically. And I was like,
he could have up smashed,
Yeah.
ironically.
he could have done something. Just
I
like,
think if he up smashed, they just would have.
It would have
touched
been
each other
invincibility,
and
maybe.
Nothing happened.
Oh, that is true.
He might have landed with back air, then F smashed the. and
honestly.
like, but no, that tournament was crazy. Mia didn't hit his head.
Yeah,
It
he
only
actually
looked
said
like
he didn't.
did.
Yeah, he bounced off with
it
his
looks
arm.
really crazy.
It look, he could be
It
a
looked
stunt.
bad.
It looked very
Actually.
convincing. I thought he was cooked. Like, I was like, no, his Game and Watch is
Yeah.
gonna get better now.
Well, he did
Please.
win, and then he won.
No.
True.
Nagadebe.
Oh my goodness, no, but I don't know. I feel like with Mia pop-offs, Mia pops off for winning and losing, and I feel like his loss pop-offs are harder. So like,
I feel like what other losses did he pop off on except for the Okola one? Because I feel like I
think
don't
he just
remember.
always does.
I think it's them two in grand finals. He does the negative pop offs.
I guess so. I feel
He
like I
didn't
feel
care
that
when
way.
he lost
I
to
can't. I
Peanut. He
can't
was just
think
like,
of like the negative or the one where he loses the pop offs, but they're
Y'all
kind of
forgetting
every
Gak's
time they do
pop-offs were
pop off,
not.
it's really crazy. Like
Gak's pop offs
Gak's
are also
pop-off
very
and
good.
The one in Mexico where he jumped
yelled at
into
the
the
camera.
stratosphere was
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
oh my god.
I love those reaction images that every time like Gak just get progressively higher and higher, and people were like,
Oh no, that
he
was
jumped that high.
That was I think Kaninave.
That was so.
That was so
Was it?
funny. Yeah.
Or the one where it's like edited.
Yeah, where they edited him like significantly.
Wasn't it
higher.
Kameme or am I trolling?
Oh, it might have been Kameme.
Oh wait, it was Kameme. You're right. I just remember that Gak jumped, so I was like, that must be the one.
He actually
Yeah.
jumped that high though. He
That's
double jumped.
crazy.
Um
Yeah, so Delta was good. There's a lot of fun matchups that happened there. My Toon Link propaganda is stronger than ever.
Oh
It's
my
true.
gosh, I am so happy. The scenes are
Same.
not
I think Toon
sneaky.
Link is so
They're not
broken.
sneaky, bro. Like,
do you also think Toon Link is super broken? Or like
I
the
don't
best
think like all that, but like
I meant like of the links.
they're not bad. They'd be like, oh my gosh, but like he's just so bad. Like no,
He is as like almost as fast as Toon Link, as Young Link rather. He
So
has
fast.
almost the same
Oh my
exact frame
God.
data as Young Link, so he's just as safe. Kills earlier. His recovery is slightly better because he's a little floatier.
I think it's significantly better. And he
significantly better
I
because he's a
yeah.
little floatier. His up
and his
is
bomb
one frame
blows up
faster
earlier.
and kills.
And
so that up
kills.
B at a shield matters.
Oh,
That
normal
one
get
frame
up
matters, like
Forwarder.
bomb fair,
for a bomb.
boomerang fair. His forward tilt hits behind you and the ledge at the same time.
Can't pop off. They're sponsored by Nike. Anyways,
No, Toon Link is crazy, but
Solid
but-
low high tier.
yeah, no, that's
Like all of them.
That's crazy for the links, you know.
Yeah.
yeah.
Low
but
key
yeah,
Big Link is still the best one. People just are bad.
I
they
think
just can't.
there's
bond with
just they're just not. There's like no one in playing that character. Like very very few.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Amnesty
true.
at Invitational or not Invitational.
it. Oh
Luminosity,
yeah, in
and
South
friendlies.
Florida. Yeah.
And I was like,
He's not bad.
"Ooh." Yeah, it's
He
just,
definitely
I
has
don't
some
know.
stuff.
I just
think he almost
rarely
beat
see
Light at,
anything.
Cirque.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was game 5 or something.
Yeah.
He came up to me. He
Um,
was like, "Jesse, I choked," and I was like, "I'm sorry." Like,
It happens.
yeah, I remember the first time we played, he did like a sick bomb conversion, like stock 1 of our first match ever, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna be over here camping for the rest of our every time we play."
Literally, like you will not get that chance again.
And now a bomb has never touched me ever since, and I was like, "No, thank you. I don't want it because you'll kill me." Because he got like 60 off of it, and I was like,
Like the bomb nair, bomb.
"Yeah." I was like,
footstool,
"What are you doing?"
Blow up,
Like,
forward air, and yeah. It's
I
crazy.
was like, "Why did I almost die and take 60?"
Mm-hmm.
Kind of crazy. But yeah, so I guess the storylines from that bracket, we had Spargo losing to
Spargo.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey
and
Kong.
Tony. That's
I mean,
Yeah.
everyone says DK
Yeah.
does. Hey, DK was always said to
It's
do good versus
okay.
Cloud. Good.
that's true.
That
Ever since
set
Smash 4.
being best of 3 is like but
Best of
Did
3
he
is
get-
real. He got 2-0'd anyway.
He got 2-0'd, yeah.
okay, but like you know how many times I go down 2-0?
Yeah, but you're Shadik.
Okay.
Yeah, we're like
I-
contractually obligated to put it in your favor.
No, but I feel like just against characters like those where like they just are so explosive. I don't know. It just feels really weird. But anyways,
You're not wrong.
Mhm.
I think he was so tilted that even if there was a game 3, it might have just been a 3-0. Like,
I mean,
Maybe.
Daddy Kusu was also just like he was over his landing options. Like every single
Yeah.
time, he was always not always, but like oftentimes right, especially
think
when it mattered.
I think the way it ended, it was like
He just
Spargo
turned
literally
around,
crossed
shield,
him
like,
up.
hell.
Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
turned around like half a second before, and then Spargo
That's-
was like,
I
"That's the
could not
side."
believe that ding dong worked at 80. I was like, what?
I think okay, he got limit.
Yeah, maybe he
Mhm.
didn't DI up like 80, man.
People
I
also
don't
forget
know.
to DI up
Mm,
on those type of things.
but
yeah.
mm,
But
The
also
LSI.
that's the way that he set up that shield
So good.
situation is one big thing that I noticed when I was in Japan in December. everyone that I played would do something similar to that. They would oftentimes for Snake's forward tilt, if I did forward tilt 1, they would like if they parried it, they would parry, turn around, and reshield to just get a
Mhm.
better positioning for punishing.
Uh-huh.
And
Instead
I
of
was
taking
like,
the back air or the forward tilt
instead of
that they
what?
could get, instead of taking like a back air or a
Well,
forward
no, like
tilt or
if
something.
we're ground to ground and I would
Yeah.
F tilt,
Mhm.
they would parry it, turn around, shield again, or they would just shield because like the transition between forward tilt 1 and forward tilt 2 is 10 frames. So if I didn't mash my forward tilt, they would shield the first hit, unshield, turn around, reshield.
Mhm.
And I was like,
Even not on parry.
yeah.
That's
Because like I
smart.
said, it's 10 frames between hit 1 and 2. So if I don't mash it, shield drops 11 frames, turnaround is what? Almost immediate. Turnaround shield is almost immediate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like if I'm a couple frames off,
Off.
then they're just like, oh, you hit me on my backside, unshield, turnaround, shield. And I was like, I am gonna die now. Like,
Really smart.
yeah.
I've never
And
thought
like
of that.
and like everyone did it. Everyone
Uh-huh.
that I played. I was
Oh.
like, why are y'all like this is the craziest thing.
Their counterplay. I mean, I feel like overall, like the Japanese players just again, kind of like something we talked about, which we'll talk about more. We'll touch on it more probably. But like instead of complaining, oh, a character's so broken, a character so this, they're just like, what do I do here? Like they're all like not everyone, because obviously, it's not like there's one type of mentality in an entire country, but like a lot of players, more so than the proportion of players here, will just be like, oh, I don't know what to do here. I'm going to grind it out. And like, even like people that aren't super, like, not the names you're going to see in the headlines and in the, oh my God, look at who's at this tournament. It'll just be like this random 2-2er, like LY. LY doesn't do good at tournaments, but knew so much about how to fight Cloud because he probably was like, what do I do against all this stuff? And then can just go beat Spargo. Not to like, we're not trying to like dunk on Spargo.
Are you level 1?
No, the LY,
LY is
the
a
core that
Korean
beat him in
slash
Smash Bros.
finalist.
But
Oh,
like,
okay.
but he goes 2-2, 3-2 with locals. Like he's not a top player in Japan. He's just like, oh well, I studied this stuff, which is one of the reasons that I think people are just like, yeah, Japan's better because they just have more counterplay because instead of complaining about it, they just learn it.
I think what also helps is that they're so defensive mindset as it is and like cautious in general in their gameplay that natural style for them helps them think in that way
Mhm.
as opposed to other people that are just like running into a brick wall and they're like, but if I get my hit, wait until I hit
Yeah.
you. I'm gonna get you, and
And
then
I
they
get
never
you.
get you. Like
Yeah.
Me fighting to Buzz be like
just North America be like
fighting against the Buzz specific.
but yeah, they're just very strong. Were there any other crazy notable things at Delta? I know Leo got 9th.
Snow got top 8. Tama P got top 8.
Snow's
Aka.
nasty.
Snow's so good.
I haven't been able
That
to
was
watch him. Like I really haven't been able to watch
we
it,
have to
but
like
I've
we have to
heard.
just like force Wizzy to like sit down on a chair and just go over VODs with him.
So
Oh yeah,
He got top 8 winners at a premiere. That's the first time that's happened since Karama at Ludwig Smash Invitational.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was a crazy run for him too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's always not to like dunk on Leo. It's really funny watching Leo fight Mario. Like,
Did you go to PS2 3 games? I didn't see that set.
no, I know there's a Hollow Bastion in there.
That's not really any better.
It's not PS2.
The options are limited, man.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
be fair, Mario's broken.
Yeah, because like what you ban FD or Mario bans FD and then
Rather
like
He
I
bans FD
lose.
Town and you go to
Yeah.
Smashville.
not Kalos because it's not legal.
Yeah.
He did go to PS2, yeah, but not the entire set.
You go to Battlefield and hope you don't get center platted. But then if you get center platted, every single person yells at you.
The one thing that Leo like does against the Marios that is crazy to me because he does this against no other player base, no other character, never in his existence does he do this, but he does the worst air dodges.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm gonna air dodge
Oh,
this
God.
combo. Like Snow was behind by so much.
The direction of air dodge down and away.
When he air dodged down and away, and Snow was just like,
Boy,
like
like
I was
like,
right
what
after he did it,
doing?
like we all knew what was happening. Like, oh my
yeah,
god,
it's crazy. Like if you're gonna air dodge, just neutral air dodge. Or
And
just
like maybe I don't know. I'm coping so hard saying like maybe he didn't mean to do it, but bro.
But he does it all the time against Mario.
Oh,
So I'm
really?
like,
Is
dude,
it that
you die
consistent?
every time for it. Like, it's I don't know. I
And then
want to beat Leo,
he
but
keeps
Mario.
drifting off stage as well. And I'm just like,
He's like,
oh my
I'm safe
god.
over here, and Snow and
Ugh.
Kurama and
I just feel like
everyone.
simple things like
Oh, yeah,
that.
like
Like
Flood.
if he just didn't do that, things would have
Yeah.
gone well. And oh my god,
Was
still
that set
talking
game 5?
about I don't remember.
I
I
want
don't
to
think
say it was a
so.
3-1.
I think it was 3-1 because he switched to Roy and he was
Roy
the
is
game.
nice.
His Roy was funny.
It's so good.
Roy's very good. Oh yeah, the PS2 game. The last game was Roy, and he had a big lead. And I was like,
Sure.
if Snow gets one grab, and then he got one grab and dealt like 60, and Leo air dodged like 7 times.
Oh,
And then he just got hit off stage and like had to air dodge to try to recover. And it was like the deepest back air. Like
Yeah.
when you back air or when you hit someone so close to the blast zone, the camera's like
Doesn't zoom in.
super out for the kill
Yeah.
screen. It was one of
Mhm.
those. Like,
Got it.
oh my god.
yeah,
Those are
I was
actually
like,
really
damn.
raw. I actually way prefer those over the zoom ins. Like I don't know. I
Yeah.
think they're so good.
High key.
But
I agree. I think
but,
Mario's his nervous character. You know, like the character that you're like, I know I shouldn't do this, but you're in the situation. You're just like, huh.
Yeah.
You freak out.
yeah, it's like it's so funny. I'll play Wizzy, and every time he does down throw, upper, and the forwarder like mid air is not true at all. I'll just air dodge anyways, even though I'm telling myself so many times. And it's become a joke between the two of us because he'll like always punish me for it. Literally at LTC, like I did the air dodge and I just started laughing. He just started laughing in grand finals, and I was just like, "Oh,
Well, I remember
God."
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's one thing that I love about playing Wizzy. We have so much fun mid set with between each other playing. I remember when we played against we played at Let's Say Big Moves, the one that I got top 8 at. And it was it game 5?
There was one game
One
that
of
like
the,
3-stocked him, right? With like a forward smash or something.
no, that was CEO where he like caped. I forward smashed him a lot.
You did.
We always laugh at each other. But there was one sequence, the game started. It was literally 3, 2, 1, go. And while go was still on the screen, we're on Smashville. He runs straight up, just runs at me, grabs me, and does forward throw off stage fair.
yeah. I
And
think
I
you. I
died,
think
and
you
I was
said about
like,
this. Yeah.
and then like I look at him and he's giving me a side eye, and I think I like hit him or something, and we just start laughing at each other. And I was like, bro, like, what's wrong with you? Like, and then I locked in and won that game.
Go.
But yeah, it's really funny playing Wizzy because he just like those little interactions as people is really funny.
Yeah. But,
So that was Delta, and then Kagadibi was like I feel like they were not. I mean, I don't
insane.
know. I mean, you obviously have a Snake did well, which was I need to watch the Hurt versus Akola sets
Woo!
because I didn't.
I
saw the
spoiler.
I mean, I know he wins
Okay,
because I
well,
know grand
duh.
finals.
But
I
you
know
know,
the
you wanna-
crazy recovery. The crazy recovery on the right where you're like air dodging
Everyone
down
says
on
it's so
boss.
crazy, but it's not that crazy to be honest. I have
It really
multiple snakes.
wasn't. But like,
A lot of snakes. I've seen a lot of snakes do that. I've done that, and I'm just
I
like,
think
oh,
blowing
picture
up
is a
on the
boss.
wall and then having it be there was very smart.
Well, that was blowing up. He was blowing himself up regardless. The
I know.
wall, like Akola
Got
put the
built.
wall there, and that like
Made it
helped
worse.
him.
Yeah.
But yeah, the spoiler for that set is Akola has negative fear about grenades and likes to get hit by them. Like
Oh, okay.
he'll be mining next to a grenade and he's like, I have 5 seconds, right? And
that's weird.
like he just doesn't know. It's really weird. He would minecart into grenade like 6 times in a row. Like he would mine next to grenade. He would not walk out of grenades areas. He would just blow up. And I was like, this is very strange. I don't
I feel like
understand.
conceptually that matchup is like very good for Steve.
Yeah, in theory.
Like in my head.
Yeah, I mean, same. Like, even though I understand it more, I still think Steve has like an inherent advantage.
People are like, you can blow up blocks. It's like you can block grenades. That's way better for Steve.
Someone should
than
tell that
vice
to Akola
versa.
because he doesn't know.
I guess not.
Like
I'll DM
watching
him.
that set was frustrating. Like, obviously, I wanted Hurt to do well and Hurt to win, but I was just like, he's just getting hit by grenades and like almost nothing else. Like, there were so many times that Hurt would put him into a situation where he's gonna minecart and he would just like hard toss grenade down and he would consecutive times. And I was like, what do you stop?
Yeah.
It's very, very weird. But Hurt obviously played insane.
I didn't get to watch either of those sets, but I just saw like the endings. The second time they played, he street stalked them, which I thought was really interesting.
Yeah, that was
He does
crazy.
he does really well against him really consistently, I feel.
Mhm.
And obviously he's really good.
think he's taken a set before and then like lost set 2. So yeah, it's pretty back and forth at the very least.
Yeah,
And being
I
back
don't-
and forth with the Cola is,
I don't agree with Akola taking him back to PS2 because that was like his big downfall. Like I think PS2 is fine for Steve in the matchup, but Hurt is like insane on PS2.
he's really good there.
Crazy. Granted,
Mhm.
Akola did restock him on I think game 3 at PS2.
There was
They
2
had
restocks in
they're
one
just
set.
insane.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No, they're just crazy people. I don't know. Like
Shout out to Zachary, our goat. It's everyone's goat, getting top
Zachary
4.
is so good.
He's so
Did he
good.
really get top
He's
4? Dude, I saw
so
nothing. I've been like,
good.
He got
Okay,
4th at
so-
Kagedibi. He beat he lost to Snake, which is like the first time that's ever happened, I think.
oh wow.
He lost to Hurt in winners.
Well, no, he usually beats the Snakes. That's the thing.
No, that's what I'm
He's-
saying. It's the first time he
yeah.
lost.
Oh, law. You're right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But then I know he beat Tama P. He kind of destroyed Tama P in losers.
Mm,
And then he beat someone else.
he's so
Aka?
good. He's so
Question
good.
mark.
How did T get into top 8? Because I swear I was watching like
Good.
the.
He's really good.
No, no, no,
He's
no, no.
sliding
I'm saying,
everybody.
I'm saying like there are these players sometimes that I swear they just spawn in there. I just see nothing about them the entire tournament.
Oh
and
my
then they're
god,
in there.
watching T play Hurt was also so painful. He played
Oh,
Kazuya
okay.
the entire set,
Mhm.
and he was so American.
Oh.
All he did was hold forward.
That's how
and run
Kazuya plays,
into-
to be fair.
And
It
running,
kind, it kind of
but,
is,
like,
but his
but he
caution
also ran
also
into
just like does
everything.
the really dumb stuff over and over and it works. But like maybe just strictly running in, that's not exactly him. I feel like
Yeah.
he's just
T
like,
lost
he'll
to
literally just do
Hurt.
electric, and it works.
yeah.
So T in losers beat Carmelo, the Steve that beat Gluto at the first Delta.
I think
And
he beat
then
Shuzan as well.
beat Aka Kikusu, and then beat Dadu-kun's Luigi, then beat Shutone before losing to Ken? No, before losing to Tom. No, before losing to a Cola in losers. Yeah.
Mm,
He won game 1 because you reflected an anvil,
yeah.
and then
He
Akola
won
got
an
mad.
anvil?
He reflected an anvil.
I
Yeah, I
did
think we're on
not
top of
hear
him.
that word correctly. My bad.
Oh my god, I hate to talk about Leo again because he's losing. But bro, I was watching because I was a local as it was like the beginning was happening, and then we were driving back, and I was watching Leo versus that Yaman Action. Was Yaman Action?
Yeah, I think it was Yamanaction.
And oh my god, I saw him go up 3-1. I was like, yes, he's gonna win game 4
And then he got jabbed with gold, right?
from across
be
the
fair,
entire stage, man.
I'm pretty sure there
across the
is
entire
counterplay
stage.
there, but fast fallers get bodied, and also
I
gold
guess
tools. That's
so.
the one thing that makes gold tools
True,
like
true.
really dumb. Is
But,
like that
like,
specific combo gets a lot better.
Oh my god.
Well, Leo's SDI was also like negative SDI.
Correct. You're
It
supposed. I
was
mean, as
negative.
you know, I played
Negative.
Brawler, so like I know the threat of that. At the very least, regardless of the on-stage part, the one that sends you off-stage, you're supposed to SDI up, so you don't get hit by the spike. You get hit by the out-hit affair,
Mhm.
and that
Like
obviously helps a lot.
I was just so sad what happened. And then he got down smashed. And I was like, are you serious?
That move's really
Oh
good.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
But
that
I
was
was
good
like,
Loop down smash.
I feel like Yabadashi was missing it every single time. And then like to get the one that mattered, like really mattered. And I was like, oh.
Well, that's
my-
because he landed on block. That was good. Like he.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Wait, no.
That
he
was
did.
when Leo did the
did,
far
and then
like
he had to come
Arsene
back.
RB, right?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
then he had
he
to do
landed
it
on a
again, right? And then I can't remember, bro. I could have
Yeah,
sworn
it-
he landed and then he had to like do it again. And then he just got hit like because the lava goes under the stage.
Yeah.
But
I
forgot.
don't recall that he got
2
two frames.
frames.
I'm pretty sure he landed on block because he like set up the little wall next to the ledge, and then once he landed on it, I was like, oh, he's
yeah, once he landed, I was like, you're so dead. You're so
yeah, super unfortunate. And it was like you could look at before Leo like shakes his hand or fist bump, whatever he did. Like there was
Yeah.
like a 5 to 7 second moment that they were just frozen in time, and
Mhm.
Leo kind of just like gave him a look, and then went.
Did
got
Leo
it.
try Byleth that set, or was it just Roy?
He went Joker at the end for sure.
Byleth
Yeah.
does really well.
But I don't know. I
He's
don't know what
beat
the
a
beginning
Cola.
was.
Whatever. I don't understand character choices at this point.
Man.
I'm
I
not
don't
gonna
know.
look
I
at
saw him
it.
go Violet against Snow. I was like, yes, and then it did not work out, and I was like, oh.
That's
And
because
then he went Roy,
Mario-
and I was like, yes.
Even though that matchup's like bad for Roy, supposed to be.
Not that first game.
I
I
don't
was
know.
like, bro, Leo's Roy is so real.
What else
it's so
happened to
good.
Calgary B?
Tweak lost to Banjo.
Spargo.
Tweak.
I mean, Swargo.
Yeah.
I was
Tweak would
thinking
probably
Banjo
lose to
and thought
Banjo.
Tweak.
That's not his fault.
Yeah.
The
So
matchup seems like
Spargo
fun.
lost to Banjo, and who else did they lose to?
Noi
What?
in losers Pokemon.
Oh, yes.
Reverse 3-0 by the PT. Right.
Or was it Anniversary? Oh,
That's what I heard,
yeah.
gosh.
I did see that someone streamed it, and I saw it on YouTube. So
It
I was like,
exists
oh,
somewhere,
yeah.
yeah. Meister, I
Yeah,
think, was
yeah.
the best NA person.
Yeah, he got 13th.
13th, losing to Doramigi
Mhm.
in losers.
Apparently he threw that set. I didn't watch it, but apparently he
I think he
threw.
was up a lot. Game 4, I think it was like he was up like either low percent 2 stock to like 1 mid, like 1 stock mid, and then ended up losing that. And then game 5 he got red. One of those like, oh, that's like Leo versus Game and Watch games, which we know what that means. I'm so
Yeah.
sad Leo didn't get a chance to play Mia. I really think like
Oh
that
my
would
gosh,
be the win that
imagine.
he needed.
Yeah.
You know, because like I don't think Leo loses that. Like Mia's better than Meister
If
for
he's as long
sure.
as he's playing like clean, at least.
Yeah, like if Leo's playing the game, he would probably beat him.
Yeah.
Uh,
But
and then Gluto got 9th. He had to fight Ken in
Mhm.
losers.
and
I'm
even
so-
then, like out of 2,000 entrants, that's really crazy. So
Yeah, I mean Gluto also
Yeah.
switched controllers like 2 months ago. So
Yeah.
like crazy.
Yeah,
He's-
Blue's is really good.
Yeah.
I love watching him play.
Mm-hmm. Who did he lose to winners? I have the bracket open. He lost to Oshimo. That makes sense. Oshimo's got like
Oshimo, I think he kind of.
He's so
From what I remember, I
good.
watched some of that set. He kind of got handled.
he's got 3-0'd at the very least.
All right, well, he got handled.
Ashimo got
Ashimo's
3-0
so
or
Ashimo
Gluto got-
3-0
Ashimo's
Gluto,
good,
yeah.
Sorry.
Crazy. Well, I mean, Shotos versus Wario's probably in my head a good matchup for Shotos because like Wario tries to do
Oh,
any
okay,
offense
okay.
and then you just nair and you win.
Okay.
So like you're never
who
losing
else?
ground to grounder. Zamba
Jazzo got
lost
25th?
to, yeah, Jazzo lost to
Jazzo-
Kaninabe Fox in Fox Shotos.
Dang,
Crazy.
He's hella
He-
confident in that matchup too.
Yeah.
He always
Base
go
Mage got
like game 5 against
33rd.
Light and like that sucks.
Mm-hmm. Basemage got
Uh,
33rd. Sparkle got 33rd. Samba got 25th, losing to Shootone in losers. And
That
someone,
sucks.
I know he
That
beat Hedo. Hedo's Bowser.
Okay.
And also Brawler, question mark?
Big D got 250, 70,
That was not his fault. He had to play Duck Hunt twice. That sucks.
Ew.
He got double
What?
win by the same Duck Hunt.
The
he
same
lost,
one?
Like,
Oh.
Yeah. It was one of those like lost in round 2, had to play in like loser semis of the pool.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Who else did Zamba lose to? Oh,
I literally just know.
no,
of
the
somebody.
Luigi was the other tournament. He lost to it. Rom Dakusu.
Was it?
Oh, was that-
Lax?
Oh, is that Lax? Okay, it's really
pretty
hard to
sure.
tell from. No, I'm reading the
Mm,
whatchamacallit, katakana. So yeah, it's
I
probably
believe
Lax.
that
Yeah.
character is
Dax-
crazy.
I'm pretty sure it's
Yeah,
I mean,
Lax.
that character is
yeah.
back.
Game 5. No, Crom sucks.
No,
No, sorry.
Crumb is broken.
That's not what I was trying to say. I meant to say that like the character did anything in this day and age. Sorry.
Crumb
That's
is
what I was trying to say.
broken.
No, he's not.
But-
I promise. Just take the first stock and you never lose.
Just
Give
how
him
do you
a-
take the first stock?
I don't know.
By being Crom, what do you mean?
But then you can die at any percent.
But so can they.
Only, but also, dude, high key, when I play Crom, I try to do that exact strategy. They fall out of uppy every time, and I just
Stop
lose.
tippering your uppy.
They're SDIing and DIing down and away. What do you want from me?
Cut your combo earlier. Or start it closer
They're
to the
not
left.
off stage.
Cut it earlier and then do it later. Like
I guess.
you could be the best ledge trapper in the world if you just pressed A at the ledge.
So true, actually.
So crazy. You could just hit like
Crom,
one
dude,
anything.
Do you remember the Mr. R tweet?
Yes, that's why I said that. I'm the best ledge trapper in the world, and it's just a gif of Crom jabbing.
Oh my god, so
Uh,
funny.
Oh, Ramen.
Talented.
Very talented.
Let's see.
So yeah, NA is free. And who do you think's number
Uh,
1, Mia or Acola?
Mia.
I agree. Dude, did you see like all the
I don't
tournaments that he was
know.
like that were like B+ tiers went to A tiers, and so he's won like 6 majors this year?
That's so silly. I think that should not be a thing.
oh,
The
that's what
restructuring of
happened.
majors.
That's what
Yeah.
happened. Because I
like
heard
if players
I-
gain
Yeah, you
points,
got
then they
robbed, Shadik. You got lower on the
retroactively-
ranking now.
that's actually insane.
Just
That
because.
should never
Mia
exist.
Also was
ever.
winning a bunch of stuff, so was probably going to be higher anyway. No,
No, yeah, but like them changing after them happening is like what?
I feel like it makes sense in one way, but like is crazy because
What
like
way does it make sense in?
well, it's one of those times, like, let's say someone like, I think SHADIC should count a lot to a tournament because he's like, currently top 5.
Uh-huh.
And so like, if he goes to something, it should be, I guess, yeah, retroactively doing it, maybe not great, but like keeping the values changing throughout the season is good.
Yeah, like you are constantly
Sure.
changing the values, so that means at
But,
a
like,
future event, those
Yeah.
values matter.
Yeah.
You're not changing them, being like, oh well, now he's worth 200 points. So guess what?
This
Everything's
was
B
from 3
tier.
months
Like,
ago.
Like that's crazy.
Like I think now it's literally like he's won a premier and 6 majors.
That
Sorry.
was like that was the same argument back in the PGR when like uh somebody who was it?
You beat a top 10 player.
Right, I beat a top 10 player, and then that season they had a bad season. So instead of me getting credit for
And you
being
beat them
number
like at the very beginning of the season.
right, for being a number 6 on the PGR, the first tournament of the season, they were like, "Oh, well, for the PG for this season, he was ranked 40. So you beat a number 40 player, not a number 6 player." And I'm like, "That's not how numbers work.
Yeah.
It's just not." Because in the moment when I beat them, you're like, "Oh, upset factor of 1,000."
hmm
So why is it now? He's not good actually.
Like you ended up being
Get
ranked
out
higher
of
than him on
here,
that one, right?
huh?
You ended up being ranked higher that season, I think. Or was that the season you got like super bad because of they cut that loss or cut the win?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Actually, so long ago, kind of.
Yeah.
Shaq,
I
you
just
like-
remember that because I was mad about that. And this is very similar to that situation. Like, if you want to change value, like they're changing values constantly. But like if you wanted to count people as different things, that's why you have like you don't announce like a midway point, but we know we have a calendar. We know what the midway point of the rankings is. At that point, you could decide to change those type of things.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Again, I think people care too much about the rankings in general, as we discussed, but
I
it
mean
is
that too.
crazy. I mean,
But
Mia.
at least be good with your rankings though.
So, do you think it's Mia Akola? I think Hurt's number 3
I honestly don't know.
because like Hurt won a major, second at a premier, and like I think his worst placement is 7th or 9th. Yeah, 9th at Delta just now. So like, who like maybe Sonics is higher, but Sonics has been to 3 events.
I mean, Hurts gonna
Is
get carried
Spargo
by
really just cooked? Like, is it that bad? Like
Spargo's gonna be like 5th.
first it was like,
I
oh,
put
he might get
Spargo-
first, and
I
then
made a top 10 video for tomorrow, and I was thinking about it. He's like not super high. Like he's top 10
insane.
still, but
That's
like
insane.
I mean, you going to 2 of the 4
mean,
biggest
yeah,
tournaments
like-
of the year and doing like not. It's not even like
Bad.
it's
Just
yeah,
say
it's-
the word.
like it's not
But,
even
like,
like 7th. Like 7th, it's like okay, like that's fine for someone trying to be number 1, but like 33rd, and it
No, but,
sucks because
I
like
mean,
it sucks because obviously it's like Japan is super hard. The players are really good. And then Spargo himself got nervous because he's like, oh my God, if I win, if I just make it, like Spargo's the one of those players, obviously, that like does really well versus the super good people. So like if he makes it past the question mark part of the bracket, he'll just
Mhm.
win. Right. Like he'll beat Mia. He'll probably beat Akola still. Maybe have lost to Hurt, I guess, because he's been struggling at the snake matchup recently. Like I know he lost to Alandis, but like it's hard. So that part sucks. And then just like the people who have done well both in Japan and overseas just continue
Yeah.
to like Hurt. You can't be like, oh, he's staying in Japan. Like the only one you can say that for this season is Akola, but like we've seen that Akola's just beats all of us when he comes over here, except for Sonics and maybe Spargo. And then Hurt like
Shadow's
won a
right
major.
there, bro.
what?
Oh,
Shadow can beat him.
I mean, they haven't played, so it's fine.
We'll see.
I thought you meant like it already happened. I was like,
Also,
What?
Mute Ace.
sure.
He's
But,
isn't he
like-
like 3 and
But,
1 against them or something?
I think they've only played once.
Against who?
Want to know,
Akola.
baby? Like,
Cola?
Akola.
yeah.
Akola Mute.
Cola. Oh,
But okay, you know what I
Okay.
mean though. Like Akola just like
Yeah.
spawns in top 8 winners,
He
right?
does.
Because
Yeah.
he like
Just like
he's the
mystery
op-
spawns in bracket.
yeah, he's suddenly just in 13th. You're like, what happened?
but it is kind of crazy though. He has not come
Mhm.
to NA once, one time,
He deserves to not go to NA.
I suppose.
Why?
He's the number 1 player.
Yeah, so
People-
give others a chance to beat you.
People
bro.
gotta
In
go
the
to him.
world,
And then
in
they did, and then none
world.
of the
How
NA
can you
made
get
it
award
to
of the
him.
world, and then I go around the world
Because Japan is the center of the thing
I guess.
at this point.
Yeah.
Let me
Like they
let me
have
see
ha-
if it
they
gets
have half the
Spargo
ranking
one
system.
more time. Let me see if
Out
it
of
gets
the
Sonics
top
one more
100,
time.
out of the top 100, 50 of them. It's literally 50
Oh
to
yeah,
50 of the rest.
I see that. I'm just
That's
like,
crazy.
okay, like who are y'all?
And then they cook the people that go over there. Like people are like, "Who's Radu?" And then he beats Zomba, who won Genesis. Who Snow
Yeah,
beats
true.
Leo.
Raru's nasty.
Oh my
so-
God.
He's so good.
the
Yeah,
the,
no, they're
the Leo
crazy.
tweet about Yoshidora like years ago.
So funny. But like, I feel like it's one of those things. It's so weird because like people either pay like almost too much attention to Japan, like they like deify the Japanese players, or they like are like, yeah, this player, like people don't know who like Yamanaktion is, who just beat Leo. They're like, this Steve. It's like you don't even pay a little bit of attention. Like Yamanaktion is the second best Steve in Japan, and the number 1 is the best player in the world. How do you not know this?
Mhm.
As like a, not everyone needs, like, not random viewers need to know, but just like, people that have, you would expect to know, people
Actively
that pay
seeking
People that
attention.
complain.
Yeah. People, yeah. So like, I don't know. It's dude, they're just so, it's so hard. They're so consistent.
They're
Yeah,
really, really
I still do
consistent.
think the rankings are a little weird in some aspects.
I think the retroactive thing is, I agree.
That's really dumb.
Because they also did
They
that
just
last
like
season.
they just make it so easy for Japan to have like bigger events, like with that and a few other things that I think of. Uh, but whatever. I don't make the rankings. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like,
You just talk about the skill level of the Japanese players or versus the American players, because obviously that's a conversation where the super secret sauce that was in the tweet of why Japan's better.
yeah. So why do you guys think Japan is better than NA? What's your
I
top 3 reasons?
Okay, I'll
You
try
go
to think
first.
on the spot.
I made a video
So
about this, so I already know.
I can't remember if I said it on here, but so much smaller than America. Um, they can just there's so many tournaments. Uh, better Wi-Fi. Don't know how true that is, but the point is they can
It's
practice like
smaller,
Very,
so
it's
so
better.
very true.
often. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
At the very least, it's
That's
smaller, so better. So
insane.
like, you don't have to play Florida to California.
Yeah, that's insane. Just variety, so much variety. I feel like of matchups. Um, and obviously just multiple good representatives of like every character, like basically.
Character
Um,
passion.
passion. I I don't want to say this and like I mean obviously I wouldn't know, but my point is like they help each other out probably. I would think so. But also like even if they're not helping each other out, like they're still playing each other because they live
Mhm.
so close to each other. Transportation, like oh my gosh,
Trains.
bullet trains.
Trains.
Well, those
That's
things
my
are
number.
fun.
That's my number one reason.
Yeah.
Is straight up,
Um,
yeah. Because if you didn't have to, like, the 6.5 hour drive that you're taking to go to a tournament in your state would be across the entire country. So you could go to any tournament in the country with that amount for low key cheaper than gas money that will take, or probably like
and
approximately as much.
Smash
I mean,
makes
if you
existed.
buy a train ticket day of, it's like
$100.
maybe a little more than that, but
That's so
like
cheap.
when I went, we had the rail pass, and the rail pass isn't available to people who live in Japan. It's only available to visitors, which is a strange concept. Uh, but like we paid, I think it was like $300, and it was
For a
unlimited
month, right?
rides. No. It was for like 2 weeks, and
Oh,
it was unlimited rides on XYZ type of train or train service. So you just have it, you just scan it, you just get on, and you go wherever you want. Like,
yeah. JR rails and stuff.
yeah, it was like a JR pass, and then it included bullet trains as well. So like we were like stationed in Osaka, and we would just like think a bullet train to somewhere that's an hour away because we want to do something over there for the day, and then like come back, and then the next day go somewhere else, and then come back, and then go somewhere else and come back. Like
No, it's crazy.
we were
Uh,
able to make some serious like
And you can also do stuff on the trains. Like I remember
yeah.
when I was in Japan the last time, like the fact that I can, like in theory, right, for a tournament, if I needed to train to and from like my house at a tournament, because they also ran super well. So it's not like they're ending when the trains are over. Like they're not ending at 2 a.m. like some NA majors, Um, like they're ending at like 8:30. We ran like
That's
256
insane.
to the rest of the day in 6 hours, including top eight. It's like, how did you do that? That's crazy.
Impressive.
It's 'cause they
I
have
was saying like,
75,000 setups.
is
So
that
do our
really?
tournaments.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
it's because they have 4 streams.
That helps.
Yeah,
But like
I was also
trains
thinking
are
about
huge. Like being
Smashmate.
being able to VOD,
Like,
review on a train when you have to play someone is crazy. You get like an hour of dedicated time that you don't have to focus on anything as some, like I'm thinking like as someone that drives.
oh, well, me. I don't know how to
Like
drive.
yeah. And then you just go to 7-Eleven, get good food in the middle of the day. You don't have to go, you
I
don't have
hear
to get
it's
like
so
McDonald's.
good.
It's
They
Like
hype up 7-Eleven so much. It's
they're
so
it's
so
no,
good.
it's
It's
actually
really good.
really
It's
no,
really
like
good.
it's not overly hyped. It is accurately hyped. Like being able to just get like uh even like
Onigiri and whatever.
onigiri or like the even like the whatever like little fried chicken things or whatever, like the
It's so
beef sticks and
good. It's so
or just even
good.
like just getting like good bread and its carbs in your system to just like go play.
So
Um,
crazy.
and then yeah, so it's like trains, Wi-Fi, and my third reason is uh they actually play online, which I think is slightly different than having good online.
Yeah, kinda. Like,
Like
they're so
they're all
motivated and passionate,
grinders.
I
They're
feel,
all
like,
grinders.
um
Like Yoshidora has a job, has a family, and then is like, I'm gonna spend 3 hours a day online. And he's like top 10 in the world. It's like, okay, you, you
the
got it.
family. Uh
We left yours for last,
uh,
Decinator.
I mean, I
uh,
think y'all covered most of it. I think a really big thing um, is that the culture in Japan compared to everywhere else is a lot more positive. So a lot of people don't complain about characters, don't complain about matchups, even though like there was that period of time that people were like, Japan hates Min. Japan.
They really did.
I mean, sure, and that's fine, but that was like the first time ever
And the only time ever.
that they were like, I don't like this. But then since then,
They got over it.
yeah, it's fine. So
They're
it's
like,
like
Proto Migi, Proto cool.
yeah, I just think the positive mindset that Japan as a whole, not even the player base, but just like the entire community, uh, like rooting for each other, supporting each other, being friendly, not going on Twitter and saying that insert top player is wash or bad or uh fraud alert, all of this negative stuff. And it's like, yeah, probably most of it is because people in the US are like just farming for Twitter interactions. Sure, that could be the case. Some people may not be serious about it and not intend for it to come off as mean or rude to whoever they're making a joke about. But in the moment, people that care so much, Spargo or Leo or any of us or other top players, if we see something like that after we lose and we are disappointed in ourselves, we don't look at that and be like, haha, what a funny joke.
I don't
We
go
look
to
at
my
that and
notifications
go,
after I lose for sure.
yeah, we look at that and go, haha, deactivate my account.
Block
And then
everyone.
people go, oh, they deactivated their account. They're soft. They're baby. They're a crybaby. Oh my God. They're so blah, 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 blah. It's like, shut up. Like, honestly,
please.
people that do that, I think, besides all of the obvious things, I think the scene being so toxic and negative towards their player base is one of, if not the biggest reason why NA is behind Japan. Because you even look at countries like countries in Europe, like
I saw Raflo
they're
talking about it, I think
huh?
today. I think Raflo talked about it today where he's just like, y'all complain too much.
Oh, really? That's very convenient because that's just the truth. People complain. DeBuzz made a video about it too, and he was like, "I'm guilty of this," and he was very like open about like being part of the quote unquote problem that NA as a whole is part of. And I saw um Goblin was also saying the same thing. A lot of people were echoing the same thing. So it's nice to see that top players that do it are taking that kind of accountability and like talking about it. Um,
I feel like it really happened in the Steve when Akola came over the first time.
mhm.
And that like sparked the culture of like people just discrediting Steve players. Like again, character's dumb, ridiculous, broken. Like he's the best character in the game, right?
Yeah, we all agree.
But
Yeah,
I
but,
feel
like,
like people like that moment. I saw that and I was like, that's gonna have ripples. That's bad.
Yeah,
And
like
then
if
lo and behold,
people,
Own in at SmashCon harassment happened. He's like, I won the biggest major. Goodbye, Twitter.
yeah, like if people want to complain like that, do it privately.
Have a group
Just
chat.
go complain to your support system and your people, or just complain to other top players and be like, "Yeah, this is stupid, right? I'm not crazy." It's like, "Yeah, you're right."
We all think
yeah,
Sonic is dumb. It's fine. But
Yeah,
like, don't be mean to Sonics when he wins.
yeah,
And at the
but
same
then
time, don't be mean to him when he loses because how are you losing with such a carried character? Like that's a dumb like there's no winning, I feel like, other than literally winning the tournament. But like,
right.
I feel like it's one of those things that's like, you know how we boo umpires?
Oh yeah,
It's like that's good. Like that's fun and good. But there is a separation between an umpire's job and Twitter. Whereas most top players need to do something online to have a job. So we can't just, LeBron James doesn't have to look at his notifications. You know, Like whatever top athletes don't have to do that. They have PRs, they have teams, they don't have to touch that, right?
Also, they get paid millions of dollars.
Correct.
Yeah.
If I got $15 million a year, you can say whatever you want about me. I'll
That's-
retweet it.
yeah.
I'll like it. I'll be like, haha, so cool.
I'll
Like,
follow you
bro,
back. Like,
I don't care at that
exactly.
point.
Whereas like people are like losing money getting fourth at a major, and then people are being mean to them because they beat their favorite player.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
so someone in chat said don't complain and get better. I don't think that's a healthy way to look at things. I think complaining is healthy. I think
If you do it right.
like you're allowed to be negative and like complain about things, but do it in a constructive and good way. Like you can complain about something and it can help you get better because you can vent about it, you can talk about it and figure out strategies around things with other great-minded people and like-minded people. But like if you're just being negative and going on Twitter and just being negative to be negative, like it's not funny. Even the people that you think are laughing at it, they probably really don't think it's that funny.
I mean, I
Like,
know Mudace in general, like just to bring up like an example close to us, so it's not even like people we're outside of the team. Mudace,
Yeah.
I feel like for a long time, maybe not for a long time, but at some point he was a complainer and he was very public about his complaining. And I didn't realize that it was to get his emotion out and then figure it out behind the scenes because didn't at that point, I wasn't really talking to Mudace that much. And then he's like, Terry's so stupid. This is so stupid. Steve is so stupid. And I was like, dude, you have to stop. And he's like, no, I'm like getting my emotions out. And I was like, but you're just like making people mad and like you're not learning. And he's like, I am learning, just I'm not learning also it publicly because I'm doing that on my own time. And I'm like, fair. You know what? You're right. And then he like he figured out all his problems and he thinks Terry and Kazuya like lose to Peach now. So
yeah, like it's not an issue with being emotional and having opinions and speaking your mind. It's just there are good ways and constructive ways to do it. I
Yeah.
guarantee you the Japanese scene also complains about a lot of things. We just don't hear about it.
Yeah.
or like
Like,
they're complaining, it will just be like Steve ... and like that's their complaining instead of like a
Oh my
12
gosh.
tweet dissertation of everything broken about Steve.
yeah.
Just
Like I'm not
complaining
on Japanese Twitter besides like the super top level players, but like I can just imagine like it's not it's like a distant far off from how NA community is, but not like they just don't complain ever, you know. So
Yeah.
the game is obviously ridiculous, but
I
I
just
feel
think the
like
scene has to be more united and like be more accepting of their players having moments of doing poorly. Like, I promise you, we all get mad when we lose. Some of us are better at hiding it than others, but no one loses and goes, I'm happy that I lost.
hey,
yeah.
Nobody does. Like, and
and if they
that's
say they
completely
are
normal.
lying.
Yeah. And if people are like
Like you can be
so just
neutral at best. No one's like,
At best.
I'm glad I lost.
yeah, like people who are overwhelmingly positive about some things like that, like you know it's not the truth. And if that's how they cope and that's how they can rationalize their stuff and get stuff out, that's fine. Because behind closed doors, people that are like that are also complaining
Ah,
constantly,
Oh,
screaming
dude.
into the void.
There are so
Like,
many times, like I'm generally known as like a not that sore of a loser. Like I know we've had conversations about this, like
yeah,
literally that topic. And because I'll rationalize my losses like they're really good, whatever, blah blah blah. But then at the same time, like those tournaments, I'll be like, I won't be as upset at the event, which is so funny. And then I'll like be on the plane ride back, and I'm just like, I'm so upset. Everything is the worst thing ever. I want this plane to veer to the right, like not quite like that. But I'll be very like I'll be more distraught on the 2-hour plane ride home than like immediately when I lose, which is crazy.
right.
Like it always comes out at some point, and if somehow that goes into straight up just motivation, just go practice and grind, then like, hey, you're probably gonna be a good player because you can take those negative emotions because everyone's gonna lose. Everyone loses. The best players in the world lose at least half the time, probably. So like you always need to know what to do. But like, it's so crazy, like to think about just like the scenes, right? Like NA is definitely, I feel like, the most toxic because like Okola won a billion tournaments in Japan and didn't care. And then he came to NA like twice and then stopped using Twitter for like 2 months.
so crazy to think
Smart
about.
guy.
Smart guy, yeah.
Like,
And like it's, I definitely feel like people for some things it's hard for them to learn. Because it's also again, you have to have a character that you don't like in your region that you're able to play and with decent Wi-Fi sometimes, right? Like,
Yeah.
if you're trying to learn the Sonic matchup in a bad connection, you're not learning the Sonic matchup. Like, you're not learning the matchup.
You're
You're not,
not.
if you need to react to minecart, you're not reacting to minecart. You have 7 frames of input delay. Like, it's not happening. It's
yeah,
simply not. Um, which is one of the things I think, like, the Wi-Fi helping for Japan, just the online
Huge.
being better.
Huge.
But,
But
like, the people that are the top on NA are the grinders or the people that are so visceral that it doesn't matter, right? Like Sonics and Spargo, specifically Sonics, because like Sonics is like all day, every day on the grind. He'll just be like, I lost to this one person. Again, like if you can nair and flip jump, like DM me. Like but it's real and he learns. And
real.
I remember he did that about Samus when he lost to Icemus. And I played him and then like we played 10 games and I literally saw him get significantly better at punishing things from game 1 to 10. And I was like, that's insane that you're learning that fast. Like he edgeguarded me like once in the first 3 or 4 games and then like twice every game after that.
right.
Like each game. And I was like, what happened? He was just like, oh, I learned how to deal with this. And I'm like, that fast? And he was like, yep. I'm like, you're the best player in the world. Okay, my
Okay,
bad.
Mr. Crazy.
My bad. My bad. My bad. You're right. My bad.
So, Shadik, I want to ask you, since
Yeah.
you've been like on the super come up lately, and we're talking about how toxic NA can be in Twitter and yada yada yada. Have you had to deal with anything like that? Because I feel like a lot of people like you and like don't hate your character because they're not that great in the minds of those type of people who would do that. Have you
Yeah.
had to deal with anyone like treating you weird or negatively or anything like that?
Thankfully, no.
God,
I
I hope
think
it stays like that for you forever.
Same.
one part of it, well, I mean, yeah. One part of it, like at least in the IRL like perspective, is my dad just being there. Cause like how you gonna come up to me? I don't know, say something, and then my dad's just like there. Like,
Yeah.
and if you see my dad,
That's
like,
so
oh,
funny.
but like, I don't know. I just obviously my character's not like Steve or something. I play a character that like people I guess respect. And then
Top
if you don't
players
respect
complain
her,
about core and other people
um,
don't.
yeah. So and top players aren't like telling me like I hate you or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like
Right.
but
Because
in
again,
history,
even if
like
they did, it's not Steve levels of like
yeah.
baloney. Like,
Um and I kind of just keep to myself a lot of the time. And so in that perspective as well, like I don't really have they don't have anything to say about me. So uh thankfully haven't had to deal with anything like that.
good.
And I know that's like not the case for a lot of people. So I really am happy about that. I hope it all stays the way. But even if I don't know, it's hard to say because if people like eventually or for some reason were like said stuff, I don't know how I feel deal with it because it's so easy to say like, oh, it wouldn't matter. But when it's on such a scale,
Happening
like on
to
how it
you.
could get
Yeah.
and happen to you, like it's hard. But
Well,
yeah.
no, go ahead.
No, I was basically just say like hopefully, but you never know, and
Yeah.
obviously can't prevent it.
I mean, if it ever does happen, you got some pretty quality resources on your team
yeah,
that have dealt with it before.
yeah.
So uh but yeah, I'm glad to hear that.
But I've always like had the mentality that like I know how good I am, I know what's actually happening here, and
Right.
a lot of other people don't. So,
Very fair.
yeah,
You have a very internal source of like I don't think pride's the right word, but like you're not seeking that from other like validation from other
yeah,
places. You're like, I know I'm really good. Like you'll win and be like, I could have done so much better. Like you're one of those type of people where you're just like, but I didn't play clean enough because I know what I can do because I know that I'm this good.
Mhm.
Which is really, I think, healthy as opposed to worrying about
yeah,
what people say about you.
Which is great.
yeah.
And I do love that you bring up your dad because, like, yeah, your dad, if anyone has seen his dad, if you say anything to him, that might be the last thing you ever say in your life.
Dad's a very nice
Oh,
person.
gosh. He's very
No, I
nice,
love Daddick.
but like if you're not nice to him, like or to me,
To be
Yeah.
fair, I've never seen that, so I can't.
yeah,
I can
Yeah.
imagine.
But it's also just him being a parent. So I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
So
And that's why that's the cool thing about you being on a team. It's like even if he's not there, you have people who will do maybe not the same level, but who will treat it in kind. Like if I saw someone picking on you or something, I would very quickly step up to anybody because,
Mm,
you know, not only are you my friend, you're a teammate, like, you're also just super young and, like, that's just wrong on so many levels. Like,
mm,
Hmm.
thank you.
uh,
But yeah. Uh,
but yeah, so Datic, you never have to worry. If you're not there, we are. And if we're not, Cameron will be, maybe. And if you've seen Cameron, he might not get much done, but he'll be
Or
there.
get someone else to help.
If
Oh
Rodman
my
is there,
god.
he's in good
You're
hands.
good. Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's so funny.
Uh, okay,
uh,
so I wanted to bring up one more thing, not about this
sure.
topic, but about the like NA like versus Japan kind of thing.
Hmm.
I sent it like off stream, but I feel like the NA players just aren't preparing for their bracket. And I was watching Lights Out yesterday, and Light was talking about how he'll go up to top players, ask them, "What's your bracket path, man?" And they'll just be like, "Oh, no, sorry, it wasn't Light. It was Sonics talking about Light." And how Sonics would go up to Light and sorry, yeah, and he'll go to Light and he'll be like, "Oh yeah, what are you playing?" And Light's like, "Oh, I'm not sure. I'll check." And Sonics just like, "Bro, how do you not know?" It's like 30 minutes before bracket starts, like top 64, and he's just like flabbergasted.
Yeah.
And I think it's really true. Like going in with a plan is so beneficial on like so many different ways. It's actually incredible. Like just telling yourself simple stuff like, "Oh, do not do this because you will die." Against especially against these kind of like mid-tier like gimp characters, like just to have one tricks, like stuff like that. Like you tell yourself to play one certain way, it's so good.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't know, I just feel like I mean, I don't know, I obviously can't, like, tell you, like, what every person in NA does, but I feel like I just don't see it, like, besides, like, a very few people,
Mhm.
um, and I don't know, I feel like
There's a
if you
couple
want
levels
to
of it.
win, like, you got to do that, I think it's
Right.
really
Yeah.
important, so yeah.
I feel like you
Yeah.
either have to. Oh no, you can go.
No good.
I feel like you definitely there's one of two ways, right? You either have to be so thoroughly prepared before you even think about a person, like like the matchup interactions, so it doesn't
Mhm,
matter who's behind the sticks. Which like because I know some players, for example, like, and I think I'm becoming one of these people, which is annoying because I've never was. Of just like I get nervous when I think of who I have to play because I'm like, okay, well, if I get past this one person who I should be fine against, the rest of the bracket is fine, and then I'll lose to that person like over and over and over again, like the person
mm,
before my bracket gets good.
I see.
So like I keep psyching myself out, so I'm just like I'm just gonna not worry about it. But then if you're going to not pay attention to players, you have to be so prepared for character matchups,
Mhm,
and then figure out the player in the middle. But like, I mean, I know you and Mute specifically are like very player oriented because you're like, I'm confident that I can make the right character decisions when it's happening, but I'm gonna study you, and then
you
like
but
you
also I
beat
think
their
about matches, of course, like, obviously,
yeah,
but,
like you have to do both
yeah,
at some
yeah,
level,
but,
but
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, whatever.
get bodied.
It happens so many times. It happens so many times to me.
But like,
Um,
being able to break down what a person does, being like, oh, I know. Again, I hate to use this as an example. I've just been watching him a lot because I have to make videos when the top players lose. But like Spargo, when he's nervous, he will instantly ledge jump and he will hold forward and fastball neutral air dodge. Like those are his two main defensive habits, right?
mm,
It's why like Tweak was able to beat him at the European tournament that they both were at. It's why like LY beat him and the DK beat him, and so he's like, I'm gonna go to center, and he doesn't really adjust
mm.
that when he's nervous. So like knowing that ahead of time, being like, oh, you can notice
Yeah,
when Spargo is nervous, and then being like, cool, you're on the ledge. There's your ledge jump. There's your ledge jump. Make you think, make you focus, and it takes
Literally
people
how
out of
Hurt
the
beat him.
game. Yeah, exactly. Like everyone that beats Spargo beats him in that specific way. Um, or like Sonics is just really good. Like that's basically it. Um,
uh,
and
but
so it's one of those things that's just like like studying the players hugely important if you know either if you can find general overarching things like that or just have like, oh, this person plays against like Leo plays against Rob all the time. Let me as a Rob player study how he plays against the character so you can know what he looks for in neutral, try to parry it, understand the timings and the mix-ups and stuff. So
Mhm.
but yeah, I think that's all of my thoughts about NA in Japan. Basically, just like we're not that far behind. Like any players are good. They're just low-key trolling. Like I feel like if we all really
Low-key
wanted
trolling.
wanted to like
that's a
win,
good way
like
to
if we
put
made
it.
this a thing, like feel like we could do something, but
I
I don't
hope this
know.
past week motivates people to care more.
I
See
hope
Void
so
streaming
too.
Ultimate.
Yeah. Like people just have to care more. And I think a lot of top players who have been more lax about things just have to like wake up or shut up, honestly. Like,
One of the
Yeah.
two.
You can't trash talk when you're not putting in the effort.
yeah.
That's why I don't trash talk. I'm not going to tournaments.
Yeah.
It's one of
Fair
those.
enough. Fair enough.
All right.
You
anything
gotta
else?
recognize where your place is, and not like a know your place, but it's just like if you're not putting in the effort, you can't be mad that people are better than you
Yeah.
because they're
Yeah.
putting in the effort.
Yeah.
And Japan puts in that effort.
You hear that,
All the
random Twitter person 42?
And
Shut
our
up.
teammate,
Sure. Anyways.
But yeah, so I think
he
we
left, it's
covered
fine.
basically everything.
Yeah, I
We
think so.
have a lot of events coming up this week or this month
Mhm.
rather. This week is LTC, like we said. Shadik and I will be there. Mutace, if he's feeling better, will be there.
Gommels next weekend.
Gobbles next
Gommel.
weekend. I know
Who's
Shadik and Wizzy are going. Is Mute going? Or
I
planning
forget.
on going?
Sure. I'm not sure.
Not
He'll
too
show
sure.
up 4 days before registration ends because he's been
So
doing that
true.
recently.
Yeah.
Then there's Combo Breaker that I'll be at, and then Comic Palooza that Shadik,
Wizzy
Mutace,
and
and
me
Dark Wizzy will be at. And then DreamHack Dallas is at the end of this month because
which got
that
officially confirmed.
officially got confirmed.
Yay.
We all signed up, I'm pretty sure, or most of us did.
I signed
I'm
up,
working on it right now.
Okay. It takes 2 seconds. You might have forgotten how
Planning
to
everything
sign up
else.
for tournaments. I don't
Hey,
know. You
I
might have
signed up for
forgotten.
plenty of
you-
online tournaments. Okay.
I don't know, man. I'm just saying. Yeah, we have a lot of stuff. This month.
A lot of stuff.
Strike GG,
So-
sign up.
Strike GG.
Yeah, sign up for Stride DG. We uploaded another podcast episode on YouTube recently. So if you didn't see it and you want to just like go through it at your leisure or just play it in the background so that we get watch time, do it. And if you ever have any questions, you can always hit us up. I think all of us have open DMs, or you can add us and not be mean to us. Because that'd be cool. But yeah, follow the Twitch account that you're on. I know that we haven't been doing our weekly online Smash tournaments because we are waiting on license approval from Nintendo. So we are just on hold
Yeah.
until then. We
Trying.
haven't tweeted that out, but I'm just gonna let everybody know just in case people have thought about it or been like, where is it going? So we're just waiting on them. I'm sure they'll get back to us at some point. They probably have a lot of things going on right now because they announced their new console, which will come out probably next
Oh
year.
yes. That's so good.
Crazy. When Smash Run got
Crazy.
announced.
New Smash game in the next year and a half to 2 years. I'm calling it for the past 6 months.
You've said it for a while.
Yeah. But I'm like super sure now. 'Cause now the console's real. So
Yeah.
so now I can't be wrong. And if I am somehow that they just really don't want to make a new game.
Then they hate you.
So true. Nintendo doesn't hate me. They love me.
Honestly,
I'm-
true. The Nintendo guys are great.
Yeah.
Big fans.
Shout outs to the
Santa.
people.
The people.
They know who they are.
They know who they are.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so
Much it.
I guess we're wrapping up now. We'll have another episode next week. Dark Wizzy still will not be in town. He's on a little vacation right now. Mutace, hopefully, if he's feeling better, will be here next week, but we will all be here for episode 11. So that is it. That was episode 10 of The Den.
Yes.
Bars once again. Another one. That's crazy. Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
Laters.